Now, they told working people that tariffs were going to bring jobs back. The factories did not rush back and our paychecks have not increased. Let's talk about it, y'all. And forget this. Y'all know I don't like people looking in my car all the time. Did you all believe that the tariffs were going to bring manufacturing jobs back? And you know, a lot of people were hoping that these factory jobs will come back. You know, a long time ago, people could pay all of their bills working in a factory or a plant. My granddaddy worked in one, my father, and they could pay all the bills. And if they were married, they could support their entire family. And it made a person feel good to go to work and be able to pay all of their bills. But you know, companies, they started leaving. And let's talk about these companies leaving the United States. It wasn't because, you know, American workers were lazy, because, you know, American workers are some hard working people. I know I'm one of them. But a lot of companies left because they didn't feel like they had stability here and they wanted to make more profits. And with all these taxes and tariffs and instability, they were looking long term because, you know, they want to make sure that they can leave an inheritance to their children, to the third and fourth generation. They moved overseas, yeah, so they can reduce the cost of labor and have a more predictable environment. Y'all know we change up policies and procedures every election time. Companies don't like instability like that. I was kind of hoping that factories would return because that would give working people stability, but instead, y'all, we got higher grocery bills. Everything started to increase for working people. Childcare is more expensive. People have to raise prices on everything. And as a result, y'all, a lot of companies I have been seeing have been going out of business. Even McDonald's is looking funny. I don't know if y'all remember, but it was some back and forth with Trump and Walmart. They couldn't reduce their prices. Everything had to go up. People were paying higher costs for groceries. And a lot of people even get confused as to what tariffs are. Tariffs are just extra cost on goods that are imported into the United States. And the idea behind it was to encourage companies to build here in the United States. And some agreements were made, and some companies are looking to build in the United States. It's not a lot of them like we thought it would be. Companies don't like instability. They like certainty. And right now, it's a lot going on. And right now, there's been a problem with tariffs with the Supreme Court. I don't know if you all heard about that, but it's about how the tariffs were carried out. And it's not that tariffs are illegal, because tariffs have been here a long time. But the Supreme Court just stated that the Trump administration could not use the emergency power to create these sweeping tariffs without Congress approval. And Congress states that they have the power. You can't have all of these sweeping tariffs without my approval. So now, y'all, a lot of companies are suing the Trump administration because they lost a lot of money. These companies don't pay a lot of money in tariff fees. And y'all know companies like to make money, not lose it. You got companies like Costco, Toyota, Goodyear, and FedEx. They are suing the Trump administration. They want their money back. And you know, I sit back and I look at it like this. If companies are sitting here watching these lawsuits unfold and they're watching court decisions, why would they hire 1,000 workers when everything can just shift again? That instability, they don't like stuff like that. So when companies don't know what the future is going to look like, they slow down the hiring. And that hurts a lot of people. Because y'all know we've been working on a skeleton crew. That's why a lot of people in the offices, it used to be 10 people, used to be 15 people working in the office. Now there are about 5 people working. And you can't take off, you can't use a sick day because the company will go down. Everybody is just doing the best that they can because companies cannot operate in uncertainty. And then you all know what the future is looking like with AI, with all this uncertainty and everything shifting. Companies thinking like, why not invest in robots? Why not invest in the machines instead of people? It's going to lower my costs. I don't have to pay the robots to do it. Plain and simple. Companies don't like to be handled. Don't handle my money. They don't like operating and shifting their business model. Sometimes it takes a company 20 years to build a successful business, and then they have to worry about policies change. They don't want to adjust like that. Now, regular workers like us, we are always adjusting. We stop buying ourselves things. We stop going on vacations. We start adjusting and adapting and buying from the thrift store. We're not able to leave things to our kids. We have to use our 401k just to survive. We just keep on adjusting. But companies, they don't want to do that because that's going to hurt their bottom line. Now, a lot of people wanted these tariffs to work because people need security, people need jobs. But with all of this shifting and uncertainty, I don't know how it's going to work. And now there's lawsuits. Companies can't trust that the policies will stay the same. And we just have to keep on adjusting. And a lot of people are just tired of it because regular working people can't even plan anything around this uncertainty. We just save and go without. But you all let me know, were you all hopeful about the tariffs? That you all think that companies would come back? I really would like to hear you all's answer. Let's talk about it in the comments because you all always have some interesting things to say. And I know y'all see this right here. I get tired of people pulling up on the side of me, looking all in the window and stuff. It's like you just can't have privacy. People just want your attention or something. So I just put my sweater up in the window. I know it looks ghetto, but it just interrupts my concentration when people pull up on the side and they looking. So I hope this don't throw y'all off too much. Make sure you all engage. Put some eyeglasses if you see what I see. Show some support. I'm not asking anybody to buy anything. I'm just asking for engagement because that helps the algorithm. But that's all I have, you guys. I look forward to talking to you all in the comments. Before you all go, I wanted to show you all this lake I found near my job. And I have been resetting my mind before I go into the job, and this lake really helps. So I hope you all have been resetting your mind before you go into work.